Welcome to NJIT Math Podcast today. My name is Tao Ling, and I will show you how to use least common denominator to add and subtract rational expressions. So let's look at an example. The problem is on page 56 if you have the college algebra book. Okay, now we have two expressions, rational expressions, but the denominators are different. Okay, so that means we can't directly add or subtract the numerators. We have to convert them into the same denominator. So the first step you want to do is to find the least common denominators, LCD. Okay. So you want to factor it out, factor both terms out into the simplest. You want to factor it, make it into completely factored. So x squared minus 1 will be x plus 1 times x minus 1 plus x plus 1 and x plus 1. Okay, so the least common denominator should be x plus 1 squared times x minus 1. Okay, so now since now our goal is to convert both the denominators into the least common denominator. Okay, so the first expression is x plus 1 times x minus 1. In order to make this into the least common denominator, we have to multiply by x plus 1. Okay, so let's multiply by the numerator also by x plus 1, and the bottom would simply become the least common denominator. Now the right side is x plus 1 times x plus 1, which is x plus 1 squared. In order to make this into the least common denominator, we have to multiply by x minus 1. That means we multiply, that means the bottom becomes the least common denominator, and then numerator we multiply by x minus 1. So when you do this, you will have the same denominator now, and you can simply just add the numerators. So let's write the denominators out, which is in a completely factored form already, so let's just leave it like that. The top, the numerator, 3 times x plus 1 becomes 3x plus 3 plus x times x minus 1 becomes x squared minus x. Now to simplify the numerator, it becomes x squared plus 2x plus 3, x plus 1 squared, and x minus 1. Now the numerator is as a prime, it cannot be factored anymore. So and the bottom is already completely factored. So this is in the form of a completely factored rational expression, and that's our answer. Okay, so if we review the steps, the first step is to find the least common denominator. The second step is to convert both rational expressions into fractions with the same denominator, which is the same as the least common denominator. Okay, so once you convert the base into the least common denominator, and then you can add or subtract the numerators. So that's the steps. Let's look at another example. So this is x plus 2, x squared minus x minus 3x, 4x minus 1 squared. Now we have to find the least common denominator. First of all, we want to completely factor each denominator. So x squared minus x, we can take x out, it becomes x minus 1. Okay, 3x, 4x minus 1. And the right side is already completely factored. So to get the least common denominator, we know that we have to 4 is the least common factor of the number, least common multiple of the numbers, and then x should be part of the least common denominator, and also x minus 1 squared should be the part of the least common denominator. Okay, so that should be the least common denominator. So we finished the first step. Now the second step is to convert both the denominators into the least common denominator. So in order to get from x times x minus 1 into the least common denominator, we have to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 4x minus 1. Okay? So if you multiply 4x minus 1 by denominator, you will get the least common denominator, 4x x minus 1 squared minus. So the second fraction is 3x divided by 4x minus 1 squared. In order to get from this to least common denominator, all we have to do is multiply it by x, so also the numerator by x. Now when you do that, both of them are the least common denominator, have the same denominator already, so we can write it as a big fraction. The top is x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 1 minus 3x squared. Okay, so now we have to multiply the 4 times x plus 2 times x minus 1 out. Okay, so if you do the math, it will be 4x squared minus or plus 4x minus 8, then minus 3x squared. So that's the numerator, and then we simplify the numerator. 4x squared minus 3x squared gives us x squared plus 4x minus 8. Okay, 4x x minus 1 squared, and that's in the both the numerator and the denominator are completely factored, and that will be the answer. Okay, so that the steps will be: first, find the least common denominator if the denominators are different, and then you change both the denominators into the least common denominator, and you have to do also change the numerators also, right? Multiplying by corresponding factors, and then you just add or subtract the numerators, and the final result will be the answer. Okay, so thank you for watching and have a great day.